Have Mark Dreams here, and today we're going to be talking about something that's affected the psychedelic community: censorship.
I'm really the most I've been affected is the fact that they deleted my entire YouTube channel. Um, it really started with just like everyone else really in the psychedelic community with just getting strikes and strikes for videos that just didn't even. I don't know. They weren't necessarily breaking the guidelines. Like there are videos that I made that I know that I was breaking the guidelines, guaranteed. But those videos didn't even. The video that with that got striked, but nah. It's really affected with that because the whole YouTube channel's gone. So then I had to make Mark Dreams 2, or I had to make my Jahan Music channel, my Mark Dreams 2 channel.
Hmm.
Um, but but yeah, but even that, like, what's crazy is even on that channel. So I didn't even have any psychedelic content on that channel at all because it was just my music channel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my music is, I guess, psychedelic rap. You know what I mean? Because I do make music about my psychedelic experiences, and I had a song called DMT Mindset. In the song, I didn't even swear in the song. I didn't say nigga. I didn't say shit. I didn't say any swear word whatsoever in the song. Didn't even mention the word DMT. It just happened to be DMT Mindset because it was DMT influenced and inspired. But they flagged that video, and I got a strike for that on my new channel now. On the channel on my Jahan, like, Mark Dreams 2 channel now. So it's just, I almost feel like no matter what, it's like you can put DMT in the title of your video, DMT in the description.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're like flagging DMT. It could be a completely different thing. DMT could really mean anything. It could be abbreviated to mean anything if somebody wanted it to be, but I don't know. It's
So they
YouTube's like becoming the wild, wild west here.
so they basically, your new channel that you just started uploading, they just gave you a strike when?
Yes, I think yesterday, or the day before
They are
yesterday.
so targeting us. Like, oh my God. They're like, that's what makes me not want to like make content anymore, like knowing that somebody is like watching me.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like there's nothing. We're not doing something that bad. There's a lot. You can. I made this video yesterday, and I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it. I probably will.
Yeah.
It's a video of basically explaining. I'm showing the camera on the screen, and I'm basically typing in random things on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was typing in like crazy things on YouTube that you can type in and see, but yet they'll delete my whole YouTube channel and and now they're flagging all the psychedelic YouTubers, and I've also seen that it's not just us, it's the big people, small people in the middle,
Well,
in
the big
between.
people, the big people have gotten their channels back and they can upload now. That's difference.
Right. No, that's a good point.
That's
That's a
difference.
good point, though. I
No
feel like,
hate, like literally no hate. I get it's a Google is a hierarchy. And like that's what I
mhm,
just made a video to explain because like again, I can't upload on my channel, so I have to do it on another. And I just made a video realizing like I literally realized it's a pyramid thing. And the closer to the top you are, the more subscribers you have, the more valuable you are to them because they can make more money. So they literally have if you're at 100,000
yeah,
plus, you could, somebody will call you, work with you, but people like us,
we
nobody.
can't get there. We don't
You
get somebody to call us, right?
exactly. And like, and that's the thing. Like, I saw people with like 50,000, 60,000 subscribers just shut down. And again, they're not that high up there. You know what I mean? So they're like only at 50 or 60,000. Their channel completely gets deleted. And it's just like, like,
Right. No, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I seen yesterday. I was going through some of my subscription list because I'm subscribed to so many psychedelic YouTubers because that's the type of content I consume. That's just whatever. And I seen that this guy Stephen Castile. I've been following him. I've got in contact with him briefly over a couple things. His whole entire channel got deleted as well.
Yeah.
This guy Simon Moker. He has a channel called Smart Heads, And he
Smarter.
he does he kind of makes psychedelic content, but not really. It's just he talks about psychedelics, plants, herbs, tries different plants, tries different herbs, tries different things. But his whole channel got deleted as well.
I heard
And
the natural way or the nature's path or something also got deleted or affected. I heard a lot of people, and I was actually in the comment section of Psych Substance's video that he just put up, and it was just like hashtag me too. That's what it
dang,
was.
that's
That's what it
crazy.
was. And like that's what I'm saying. This is they have turned this into a conspiracy. It has become something a lot bigger that they and I feel that what they're doing is they're trying to silence young psychedelic people that are influencers or have the ability to influence are up and coming influencers. You know, like anybody with that mindset of the psychedelic experience, they want to just shut out. And for my strikes that I got, the first one I got was for, and I'm making a video as we speak about this right now. So Midwest Mushroom Kit, which is basically what I reviewed, is the number one Google ad when you put up Mushroom Kit. They pay Google for ad space and to get revenue. So as a consumer, I went and I saw, ooh, Midwest Kits. This is, basically marketed to me by Google. Let me click on it. I clicked on it, and then I saw, oh wow, let me do a review. And all I did was buy the box that Google advertised to me and other psychedelic people, showed what was in the box. That was it. It was a 5-minute video. Just here's what's in the box, that's it. And it got flagged. No inoculation, no spores, no syringes, no nothing, just what's in the box.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the second video that I had like that, I put on private and it got a strike too. So as of right now, I've taken down all my trip reports. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them, because like I don't need another strike on that channel.
Yeah. You literally can't get another strike because if you do, you'll lose your channel too. And
That
and I honestly, it sucks because I really don't want anyone to lose their channel because, like, it sucks that I lost mine, but it's like shit. 1,500 people. It was great to have 1,500 subscribers, but at least it wasn't 100,000 because then that's that back. To start from nothing to try to
Well,
get that
no,
back.
I honestly like that's why I want to do stuff with you. That's why I want to get this out there because it literally feels like psychedelic people need to work with one another to get change done. And
Yeah,
like literally, I literally saw all my friends and myself and the people that I look up to and the content that I watch just like knocked down like dominoes because we were not united.
that's real.
You
That's
know,
real. Because if we were more united in the first place,
this wouldn't have
it
happened.
would be a lot harder for things like this to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. I was talking to somebody else about the like the kratom community, for example. It's
Hmm.
crazy that they've been trying to make kratom illegal for 2 years, but they haven't been able to do it because we all work together and we all fight for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's crazy that a bunch of random people work together to sign petitions and get 100,000 petitions on signatures and things like that. Why can't the psychedelic community do that? You know what I mean? It's like if we were able to do things like that and push the issue
Yeah.
instead of just conforming to what they say and conforming to doing what they do. Because what they want us to do is they want us to delete our psychedelic content.
Exactly. It's
They want us
self
to stop
censorship.
uploading. They want us to stop talking about it, so we can conform to doing what they want to do, and then they basically stopped us by us stopping us by us doing what
Exactly.
they say.
Exactly. That's exact because I broke down when like I took down all my videos because I felt censorship. And it was self-censorship because you're afraid of what they're going to do next. And I find the
Yeah,
reason why they did this was because after the first ad apocalypse or whatever with PewDiePie, they were demonetizing our videos and we kept on rolling like we just didn't care. And I find that's why they had to use another excuse to basically say, you are not wanted here. We do not want this content. So I've actually did an application for Steam It. but I heard they have a waiting list, man.
Wait, I'm on a waiting list. Oh man,
It's been
that's
five
crazy.
days.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I thought that I was literally gonna do that later today or
Do it.
something, but I
Just
didn't
do
know there was
it.
a
Do
waiting
it. Do
list.
it. The faster you do it, the faster you'll get something. And I guess it's like depends on where you are and your number and all of this stuff. But I already started putting my stuff on BitChute, you know, mines. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make multiple clones of myself and just spread out everything, so one channel will just have trip reports. If that one dies, then that one dies. It doesn't matter, like other people have our videos. It's not a big deal. The only thing I would say is if you're going to use our videos, don't monetize them.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Only because like we realize what's going on here, and this has become more about activism and the community, and a lot of time and effort, and this is not a money type thing. We don't care about money at this point. We care about helping people,
Right. And
and
just trying to get our words out because censorship. You can see it from a different point of view, but it doesn't really hit you as reality until it's you that's being censored.
yes,
Like I was talking to my friend Fi yesterday about it, and it's like there are other people that have been censored. There's censorship, like the PewDiePie thing with the AdSense, but it never crossed my mind as it was affecting me because I've never had ads on my channel, so it didn't really affect me as much as reading it or seeing videos about it because it wasn't affecting my life.
yeah,
But now that it's like when it affects your life, then it just hits you hard. It's like, damn, it's a lot bigger than it's a
yes,
lot bigger than we realize. It's bigger than just the psychedelic YouTubers. I mean, I just think the way that YouTube's gonna go, it doesn't look like it's going a good way. Like it's almost like YouTube is gonna be straight for kids. Like it's like nothing on there will be able to be. You can't even really speak on there because it'll just get flagged.
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what Asaran and I were talking about. I said that YouTube is just going to be all cat and dog videos now. Like, that's really it, because, like, literally their target audience is 10. And then look at the Logan Pauls, that they put out. And this is literally my Illuminati video. Like, this is exactly what I said because I saw through the bullshit, and a lot of people see through the bullshit, and they see that they're literally, like, they can literally show people dying, and make fun of them and be really shitty people. Again, this is a lot of judgment here, but I know what my content's about. I know what your content's about. I know that we are not bad influences. We might
Exactly.
need to be careful about how we, the keywords we use, or whatever, have the titles and the thumbnails. Maybe we might have to be more careful about that. But at the end of the day, our message is educational,
Hmm.
and it's all inclusive, and it's not hate speech in any way, shape, or form. It's not anything that I feel guilty or I feel bad that I even put up. Honestly, I felt proud, of what I put up, and I still feel very proud. I wouldn't take back anything. And
Right. No, I agree.
I do realize this is a much bigger problem than just psychedelic communities, because I've been seeing my favorite channels, which are truther channels, psychedelic channels, mostly conspiracy channels and all of that stuff, go down, and they're always saying my channel is under attack. And I didn't realize it because, again, it didn't affect me, and I didn't understand the gravity of the situation and how this is basically keeping information or blocking information from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's trying to. I feel like they're trying to regain control of information, just like they did with TV. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like the internet is like so much information and knowledge, and it's like an archive of knowledge and videos and information and research papers and all this shit. But then there's the other side of the internet that's like completely um, not really knowledge. It's almost trying to dumb down society, and I
Yeah.
feel like they're trying to things and get rid of the knowledge and do exactly like what they did with TV, censor everything, no swearing, no nothing. Like it's just I can see they're trying to gain control of the internet. But I don't know. I just think I can also see there's a lot of things that are happening with the internet technology, all that. There's a lot of things that are going to be out of their control soon. So it's like they're trying to gain control before they lose control.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah. If I told you you could already access the internet with your brain, I don't know if they could censor that shit.
well, it's like they're trying to. There's this new blockchain. You know, the blockchain technology is insane.
Yeah.
And once they create the internet with blockchain technology, you can't. It's going to be hard as fuck for them to censor it because it's the blockchain is just a connection thing. It's like
Yes, yes.
that's what Bitcoin and all that's run off of,
Yeah.
and it's just this new technology. Is going to stop everything. But I mean, they've been censoring blockchain internet for they were trying to do that in 2014 or 15. They were
Yeah.
trying to create a blockchain internet and they censored it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot. It's a lot deeper than what's going on in the world. It's just man, they still try to put up something, put up a wall so we can't really see what's going on. It's kind of like the magician. Pay attention to what's going on this hand while I'm doing something over here on this hand. That's
Exactly.
honestly what I think is going on.
Exactly. And that's I kind of knew this was coming. In the back of my heart, like I was literally having those visions about corporate interests and me in boardrooms and them trying to buy me, and like I just knew what was happening, and I knew that there is an agenda to keep people dumbed down, um to keep to keep smart people down, to keep information from flowing. There is a war on free speech. There is a war on free thought, and the information of the exchange of information.
No, I agree, and I don't know. There's definitely the only way we can stop this from happening is by actually doing something about it. By coming together as we're really strong individually, but we're unstoppable together as a team as a whole. The psychedelic community, the spiritual community, it's just the I don't know if like-minded people, everyone really just came together on this one cause. I really think that we can stop this.
Yeah.
We might not be able to stop YouTube from doing this, but like you said, Steam it. There's BitChute. There's Minds. There's all these other platforms that could easily capitalize on this.
Yeah.
They can easily capitalize on the fact that YouTube is fucking up, and that basically, since they're messing up, there's going to be a lot of people that don't want to be on YouTube. So a new social media site can easily capitalize and be like, well, we're not going to censor you guys like that. We don't delete content. We just put it as mature content because. I would be completely fine if they would have just made my channel mature content. Nobody can see it over 18.
They do. That's the thing. Remember when I sent you that message and I was like, we're on restricted mode? We're blocked from all universities. We're blocked from all schools. We're blocked for anybody on restricted mode. Anybody under 18, we are blocked from. So I don't understand why they just didn't put an 18 or plus thing or like verification on the video, which was the obvious thing to do. And it just seems like just because we're making art that has DMT, it gets flagged. Just because we're showing a product or we're doing a product review that they themselves have capitalized and marketed to us, we're getting flagged and silenced. So, I mean, if I didn't have the proof right there, like that's what I'm doing my video on, because I'm just like, this is mind-boggling. If anything, they should take that ad down if they don't want reviews on their products. Like, are they like they have to be hiding something from us? Like it just doesn't make sense. And the fact that I saw Koi Fresco's video where he was talking about being on a list, oh my god, that I've been feeling that. I've been feeling like I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I've been feeling that they've been blocking my content, that they've been trying to silence me, that they've been just putting all of these barriers. Like I have 144 videos that I had in a year and a half. That's a lot of freaking videos, and I had a lot of comments coming in because of all of those videos that I put up. Now, my comment section stopped getting notifications 3 or 4 months ago. Like I just stopped getting notifications. And I
Mm.
asked somebody else and they're like, "Yep." And they were a psychedelic YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. And then I saw that I was on restricted mode and I was like, "All right, fine." And then I saw all my videos were being demonetized and I was like, "All right, fine. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this." And now it's just like you have an ad for Midwest Mushroom Grow, and the freaking Midwest Mushroom Grow has their own YouTube channel. Yes. Yes. That's still not shut down, by the way. Yes. Doing the exact same thing I do. Yes. With way more freaking like views. That's what I'm saying. My channel only had 20,000 views on that video. Now, there are videos with the exact same content, actually worse off, that are showing how to inoculate, showing the process of making drugs, showing the mushroom, and they're still up and they have around 300 to 400,000 views. The difference is they are not a persona. There is no person
uh,
behind it. That video was made 7 years ago and they haven't uploaded since.
Damn.
That's a
No,
difference.
that's a great point because I seen somebody yesterday. I was going through like psychedelic. I was just typing in like DMT, LSD, whatever on YouTube, and I'm seeing what comes on. Basically, I seen this guy. He had like it was this guy. He was tripping on LSD. He
Mm-hmm.
like a documented 1 million views. The difference was though his content wasn't all psychedelic, and on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, he didn't necessarily even believe that it was spirit. Like he didn't believe the
Yep.
psychedelics were spiritual. He was more of an atheist. He was like, a lot of people think these are spiritual, but I don't think these are spiritual. I'm just getting fucked up, and I'm realizing that it's like, why is it that the people who take this shit seriously, we're the ones getting censored? Like it's like the ones that you can go off and party all day long, and YouTube would be like, yeah, they're fine. It's fine on YouTube. But as soon as you're like, I took this and it actually changed my life for the better, or I took this and I'm going spiritual, or even I watched Dakota Went. I was either Dakota Went or Koi Fresco. One of them was talking about how even meditation videos are getting flagged.
Mine.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? This
Yeah.
makes no
Yeah, yeah.
sense.
There is literally an attack on spirituality, unless it's the Oprah kind of spirituality, where it's all about self-manifestation, and like, let me get, more money, or let me, like, so I find that once you become, once it becomes a spiritual thing, there is definitely an attack. And I found if it wasn't so systematic and if it wasn't everybody that I knew that was affected that was a psychedelic person or persona or activist, because let's get real, right now we've been pushed into activism. Like that's that's basically what this is. It has pushed us into being an activist. Like I thought I was just a psychedelic activist before, but now it's become an activist for free thought, for
Right.
free speech, for freedom. Because right now, like,
Yeah.
if you conform, it's literally like they live, conform or die. Conform, and you cannot um have any livelihood. And again, like, I think that's really fucked up. But like, those are the rules of the system, and I find that people are waking up. But again, like, I was so happy that, like, a few people had our back in this. Number one, Carpo, like, he did that video that was awesome, that showed the
Yeah.
solidarity, that showed, that, like, we had somebody on our side. And that showed the psychedelic way and how we should be. We should be in this together. We should help one another. We should put our videos in playlists. We should, comment on each other's videos. We should share each other's videos. We should pin each other's videos. Everything. We need to be one unified organism. And if we are not, then they're just going to take us down again and again and again. And to be honest with you, moving our platform to another platform, yes, but at the same time, we want to reach mainstream people. So, like, that's why I keep on making new clones of myself.
No, I definitely agree with that too. With because I don't even necessarily want to leave YouTube. It sucks that this has to happen. because YouTube's great, but besides all this, whatever, but like,
Yeah. And like that's another thing. Like I see such like content that I find like questionable. And I'm like, ew, like, and like that's not deleted.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it makes no sense. You get content like you can type in, for example, you can type in twerking on YouTube, and yeah, it's some. Most of them are age restricted, but it's just like, man, why? How are we worse than twerking? How are we worse than pornography? How are we worse than like none of this makes sense to me. And my only explanation, it almost goes borderline conspiracy,
It
where it's
is.
like, dude, there's something bigger going on here. There has to be.
Yeah, and that's
There
why I'm
has to
like,
be.
I don't want to be a conspiracy person, but
No, exactly. But it's like
when
then
every one of your friends get hits, when all your friends, when all of your peers, when all of your inspiration gets hit at one time, it's really hard not to see that there's something going on. Whether that's an
yeah,
algorithm, whether that's the 10,000 workers that have been hired to censor basically YouTube videos. Did you know that?
actually, I think it was just about the basically well the fact that we need to come together basically, because in reality it's like if we were together, this would be a lot harder for them to have even done this in the first place.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, it's like the psychedelic spiritual community. Out of all the communities in the world, the most that we are one.
Yeah.
We should understand the most that we're all one. We're all one consciousness, separated right now, but it's the illusion of separation.
Yeah.
I really like what you say, reflections, because we literally are reflections of each other, and that is real. And I think we need to really treat it like that, though, not just think it, but
Yeah.
treat it like
Treat
that and
it like
actually
that.
do
Be
it.
it.
Because even little things like this, like little things like more conversating, more connecting, more unity,
Yeah.
because the way YouTube's going, it really sucks that YouTube's going this way, because YouTube was awesome. But it's like if we have unity and we all agree on a certain platform, or we all agree on a certain amount of platforms or whatever, then we can all be on these platforms, and we have the power. It sucks that we don't have as much power as other YouTubers, because we only have we're in the thousands, not the double digit thousands, not the triple digit thousands, or not the millions. But as time goes on, I feel like we can connect more with them, with us, with everyone. And if everyone can actually do this and actually really put forth, and put their effort in, we can either get YouTube to be like, okay, we'll lighten up our algorithm or whatever, or we just move to another
Oh, that's what
platform.
we were talking about. The 10,000 people that were hired. That's just triggered.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. No, oh yeah, no, but I did hear about somebody was telling me about how YouTube hired people to look through content,
Yeah. To
and
censor.
somebody said that every person has like one guy that's supposed to that's almost hired to your channel to whatever. But I don't know if that happens at a certain level. Like if you get certain subscribers, then you have one guy that keeps an eye on your channel. Um, but
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, YouTube or Google is a hierarchy. It is a pyramid system. It's all the people that have the views at the top, and they have to keep on worrying about themselves and everything on the bottom. That's how pyramids work.
Yeah, and sadly, but it doesn't really have to be like that. We just kind of we go along with what's going on already, because that's the way YouTube's set up.
Yeah.
But I just think it is kind of weird having knowing that there are people out there that work for YouTube and work for whatever, that are there to delete content. They're not there to actually consume the content. They're there to be like, well, this is bad, delete. This is not good. This doesn't fit in. They get rid of what the computer can't, what the
Yeah.
artificial intelligence can't, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
I mean, that's and I've seen like it's been hitting everybody, not just psychedelic YouTubers. It's been hitting media organizations, networks, independent media sources. and they've been able to garner enough attention that YouTube has actually reversed their strikes. So it's happening. YouTube censorship has been trending since about 2015, 2016, and it's only been getting worse. And again, I found like I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to be censored. Like I don't have horrible content." I was thinking that they were going to get rid of ISIS videos. I thought that they were going to get rid of anything to do with freaking pedophilia, like an exploitation of children, the Elsa Gate. I thought that they were going to get rid of people committing suicide or killing themselves on YouTube. I thought that they were going to get rid of people that were doing lines of blow or like, drugs or hard drugs or something, not educational videos from people that aren't even taking the drugs. Like, I haven't done that. And those actually
Yeah,
I did, but I deleted it right away after I saw what was going on. But it was never in a fashion that was like exploitative or making fun or just like again not having a very serious undertone. And it was basically me showing a little clip of while I was going through the situation and then what I've learned and then harm prevention and then what I mean. So it was very responsible material. And I find that it just doesn't matter. There is an agenda to keep free thought and free speech from the public. So they literally do not want the flowering of the evolution of consciousness. They don't want us to work
exactly.
together. They don't want us to share information. You know.
Yeah. No, I really agree. And I don't know. That's why I think it's a lot bigger than what we think, because it goes into I don't know. It just goes into the way this has always been. I mean, in the '60s, they got suppressed as well. The
Yep.
'60s happened, and then they were able to put society back in a box again.
Mhm.
It's just the '60s broke out. Everyone was like LSD, love, whatever, and it really hit hard. But then 10 years later, most people that were in the '60s were able to be conformed back into society. And then 10 more years later, and 10 more years later, they're more conformed and more conformed. And then it's like the hippies from the '60s are no longer hippies anymore, and no longer actually pushing psychedelics, and no longer talking about it, no longer doing anything about it. And it's almost like this is another wave of that, but digitally.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to tell you a story about that. My grandmother was a hippie, and my grandfather, they went to Woodstock and all of that stuff. Not they, my grandfather. But anyway, she still dresses like a hippie, whatever. But, she's a Republican, and she's, and like, again, I don't believe in parties, so I'm not Democrat or Republican. I think both are part of the same shit, and I just refuse to even. But
I agree.
yeah, but she basically, I told her what was going on, and I was like, Mima, I call her Mima. I'm like, Mima, they're censoring me. And she's a hippie, she's supposed to know better. And she's like, oh, well, I understand how it feels. Like I people don't like me when I talk about Trump or when I talk about my political views. And for a second I was like, yeah, exactly, so you know how I feel to be censored. And she's like, yeah. And then I talked to her about like the psychedelic channel, and she goes, oh, Selena, maybe people don't want to hear about it. And I'm like, maybe people don't want to hear about Trump.
Right.
And she was just like, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, well, how does it feel to be shut up because your views don't agree with other people? Like, as long as you're
Right.
not hurting someone, as long as you're not trying to create tension, like anything to like the race thing, I'm not doing that. There are certain topics that I'm not touching because I'm all about unity. I'm not about causing separation. I'm not about tribalism and just like protecting mine. I'm here to protect everybody here that is a psychonaut and myself and the generations after me. And
Right.
like that's the most important part. And I find those are the people that it's a whole entire agenda. And I find, again, with the baby boomer generation that was part of that hippy dippy movement, they kind of forgot what they were doing and they joined the religion of capitalism and consumerism.
Exactly. And I just don't want to. I just don't want to repeat. We can't repeat that. We can't repeat history. I think that history. The reason why our problems keep repeating in this world and in human society, it's because we keep repeating the same mistakes that our parents made, and then they repeated the same mistakes their parents made. And it's like my dad was like he was born I think in the '70s, so he was like a hippie in the '80s, but
Okay.
like he was still a hippie and all that, and
Yeah.
he used to talk about he used to talk about I've done more LSD than you'll ever do in your life, and whatever. But even he kind of conformed a little bit, not
Mm-hmm.
a lot. He did less conforming than most people from those ages. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he still even conformed a little bit and stopped being as open about the psychedelics
Yeah.
and more politics. But at the same time, I just think that we can't repeat the same mistake of shutting up about psychedelics because that's what they want us to do. And then what happens to our kids and their kids? It's like how are they gonna like? It's different. I don't know. I guess we knew about the '60s, and we didn't grow up. We didn't have the internet, so it's like I'm pretty sure they'll find out about the new psychedelic '60s, the digital '60s here that's going on now. But it's like I don't know. It's just we gotta find a way to just stop this from happening, and it's just really just sticking to what we believe in,
Yeah.
really, because what we believe in, people tend to conform to what they believe because they have to, or it's because what society is doing, it's because whatever. But it's like as long as we all stand up for what we believe in, like what we truly believe in inside, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I guess time will tell if YouTube will even be the platform for us to use, or if
I,
Steam it will be it, or if something else will be it. But either way, I don't think that we'll be silenced though.
yeah, of course not. Of course not. And I feel it's individual responsibility to be a collective, and to just talk about this, to have open dialogues, even if your channel was not hit, even if didn't feel the burn of basically the guideline community strikes. I think that all psychonauts, all spiritual, whoever you are, start talking about this. Start making this trending. Start talking about the freedom of speech that we don't have anymore. Start talking about censorship. Start making this trending because eventually it will hit you. And
Right.
again, like when the artists tell you that we are being censored, we are being censored. It doesn't affect you at your job, your 9 to 5, whatever you're doing, because you are not a creative and you don't understand how this is going to, in the long run, affect you and the content in which you are being, just given. Number one, it censors
Yeah.
the content that you are given. That way, it censors your life. That way, it restricts the information that you are being told. So like, again, it affects you. Any way it affects you, your favorite YouTubers will be gone. They will be replaced with cat videos or dogs. Like they will be replaced with people that have a target audience of 12 and still have the mentality of a 12-year-old, even though they're fucking 30 or 40 years old. Because that's what's fucking
Exactly.
marketable right now. Forever young. You realize how they want us to continue being children even though we're not children?
That's real. That is so real because I was just having a conversation like that yesterday. But it's like that is so real that most of the people that are out there, it's like you realize. I think that they're in their younger teens. It's like some of these people are like 35.
40.
It's like, well,
Yeah,
it's like holy shit. Like when are you guys gonna grow up? And
exactly.
I don't like judging people or whatever. But reality is reality, and reality is that I feel like that's what they're trying to promote,
Yep.
though.
Yeah.
That is real, forever young. Like that's what they're trying to promote.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that whole live today because you might die tomorrow. Like that is slightly true, but it's like you shouldn't live it up and be in whatever. And I don't know. I feel like knowledge is like so suppressed, and it's the same situation that happened to some of the first philosophers like Socrates. Like
Mhm.
I think Socrates was killed for thinking. Like it's ridiculous that things like we're repeating history. That shit's about to happen. We're getting censored now. Next, we're gonna get in prison for mentioning the word DMT. T.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. It will always affect you whether you realize it now, whether you realize it in 20, 30, 40 years. Once it actually affects you, like you as a person, then you will see it and it will scare the shit out of you. And then by that time, it will be too late. So, right now, we have to talk about this. Right now, we have to have open dialogues about this and we need to get this information out. And we need to get other psychedelic YouTubers on here and just like I'm gonna be posting this on my Quantum Collective um, site because like literally I just want a whole bunch of people just telling their stories, and like this is what I've been trying to do, with my podcast or my video cast because like literally it's time because like YouTube has shown they don't give a fuck about you. Like they only care about the sponsors, they only care about the advertiser, and they only care about the watch time and the views. So it's up to us to say we are not going to let this happen. We're not going to be divided because it's exactly what they're trying to do. And like the more I see that we're fucked if we only work with oneself versus everyone, like I just don't see any change. I really don't see any change. Like I just don't.
I definitely think that if we come together, if we keep doing what we were doing,
Yeah.
before, we might not change. You know what I mean? With the fact that it's awesome that people were slightly connecting, but not really connecting. But like, I think this is doing the opposite of what YouTube maybe intended. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they didn't intend it, but it's like what I mean is like it's not necessarily separating us. It's like forcing everyone to connect, which is awesome though, because I think we should anyways, and
And you see the real psychedelic people, like the true heart comes out once you have people that are just trying to fight for you no matter what, even though you don't even have a voice. Like the truth comes out of who the real psychedelic people are, and the real
right,
people that have your back. Those, and like you see when you're up, and you have no voice and you've been censored, you really see who's there for you. And like there was a few people there for us. So like I'm humbled by that experience because again, like it showed me that some good can come out of this.
yeah. It's always like being optimistic about it, because
Yeah.
I think they want us to be down, they want us to be pessimistic, they want us to be, in a state of mind where we can't even create the type of content we want to create, or
Yeah.
we can't do what we want to do, we can't say what we want to say. But you know I think just looking at the bright side of this, we're connected as a society as a whole. We're connected, and what's above it, it's going to be it's not going to be easy, but life's not supposed to be easy. And I
Yeah.
think I think I was a little naive to think personally, like to think that YouTube was the only thing. It's like that old saying, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," and that is so fucking real. It's like, this is real. Don't put your eggs in. I put my eggs in one basket with YouTube, and then this happens.
Yeah,
And
I just did a video where I said that and I'm like, now I know to create at least 4 or 5 backup channels all the time. All the time and promote all of them. Like now I know one that's just Samina. I'm gonna do one that's just me. So they can't fucking put anything because it's just me and my experiences and that's it. And they can't shut that down. And I have that linked to Quantum Kitty. I'm gonna get all of your links. I'm gonna put everybody that's affected. Anybody that wants to give me their links and I'll put it up on Quantum Kitty. So everybody knows where to find them. Because like literally it's this is the time to like create the change and we are the change, and our thoughts and our actions and our courage, and what we decide to put out there, and how like literally it broke me for like a few days. I was so sad, but after you feel sad you're just like, all right, now what's next, because
right,
this is my mission, this is why I came here, and this is why I came back.
exactly. That's why we're back here in the first place, to continue the fight. And I think there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna try to censor us. There's always gonna be somebody that wants to control, the information flow. But it's like, but then there's always gonna be people like us that are like,
Nope.
hell, you're not gonna censor us. We're just gonna continue doing what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I feel you on that. I mean, this is slightly disheartening, but it has shown the realness, like the real problems within the YouTube community. And like these are problems that I've been talking about. I've been talking about because, like, again, I'm just a brown girl over here trying to be a a talking head for all of the brown girls because, like, literally, I've looked and seen, psychedelic YouTubers. I haven't seen a brown girl. Like, I haven't seen myself represented at all. And like that's why I decided to do this, and that's why I have so many subscribers of girls that look just like me.
Yeah. No, me too. I get you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's what I mean. Like they don't it seems like they just don't want this information to be, accessed by different types of people. Because like there is no rhyme or reason to why and what's going on. But it seems to be overall not just a psychedelic censorship thing, but a censorship problem in general. And when they start to censor you, then I think of, you know, really shitty circumstances like fascism and like really crazy shit where like you have to watch yourself, to hear Coy Fresco say there we're being watched, we're being monitored, we're on a watch list. Like that doesn't make me feel too comfortable about Google or our governments or technology in general or these huge tech companies that's basically like, so like that's why I didn't use social media, because I didn't want to put all of my information out there, but now I realize I have no choice.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it sucks, but I think that we're going to just keep on going, and like that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah, because that's all we can do, really. I mean, either we can be like, oh fuck, okay, this is over, man, I give up, or we just say, all right, we just keep pushing forward and keep doing what we do.
Well, I know my content's going to be even more badass than Quantum Kitty. Like, I mean, I've stepped up my game so much within the past few days. Like literally, it's gonna be like I've been making my own fractals, I've been doing green screens, I've been going all out, and it's just like, you're gonna try to shut me up, I'm gonna have even better fucking content than I first had. You
Right.
know?
Hell yeah. No, and I definitely agree. And then especially with like these other platforms, they're a lot less. They seem like they're safe already. Like they seem like they're like, they're already set up to like have extreme content and kid safe content, and they're already set up to have it separated.
Yeah.
They already had that. That's the issue with YouTube. They don't have that.
But here's
They
the
don't
thing.
have a way where you can upload a video and you can say yourself that this is extremely explicit, so you push the extremely explicit button. Other places do have that already.
Well, what I was gonna say is, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, like, they do have an 18 plus, but that's not the same as. Oh no, I know what I was about to say. Have you checked your subscriptions? None of them are kids. All of
Mm.
them are 25-year-olds to 30-year-olds to
That's a
older.
that's a great point. No, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like even
kids are
my
not
subscribers
kids
weren't
are
kids
not
anyway.
searching. Number one, we're blocked off. We're on restricted mode. So kids, if they have restricted mode, if they have parents, if they're in universities, if they're in schools, it will always be in restricted mode. That's why all of the people that are subscribed are 18 plus, if you haven't already looked. I don't have any subscribers that are public that I can tell that are under the age of 18. It's not, they're not searching for my stuff, it's not marketable. And then you start realizing the reason why psychedelic content is being pushed out is because it's not marketable to 10-year-olds.
Right. Exactly. And they can't market to they want to market to the younger audience because if you get them while they're young, you got a customer for life. And
There you go.
and
There
it's
you
not that
go.
that's all they're looking at. It's like customers and money, and we're just customers to them. Like, and yeah, man, it's just crazy how this world's going. Like,
That's what my dreams have been about, man. That's why I'm just like, I don't know what we can do. I don't know what else we can do but talk.
do what we do
and
best, exactly.
keep on creating content like this. I want to do at least a weekly podcast with you, a weekly podcast with all of my friends, and just make, the Quantum Collective an activist channel. Just
Right.
about having free thinkers and having free thought and talking about it. Now, I will make sure that all the keywords and the titles and the thumbnails and everything are appropriate, so like we don't get hit or something. I don't know, we might have to start using keywords that are code words or whatever for people. That might start have to happen, I don't know, but as of right now, I don't know. The fact that they still are going after you makes me realize that we always have to look over our shoulder.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I thought it was like one and done. Okay, I got hit 2 times and like that's it. But you're telling me they've already come after you again for mentioning the word DMT in a
Yes.
song, in a piece of
In a
art.
song. Yeah, and that blew my mind. Like, how do you even have the right to delete somebody's art? It's an art. Like, you can go online right now. You can type in Little Xan or whoever the heck, all these new rappers on
Talking
YouTube,
about
and it's like they're
Zanny
talking about drugs
bars.
and Xanax and popping perks and all that, and I didn't even mention the word DMT at
But
all
that's
in the song.
okay. But that's okay for them. That's what I mean, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of it all. For me as a woman, I see the hypocrisy as well. You have crazy people just trying to be famous on YouTube, like that Tana and that Shannon Rose, that are just like exploiting drug addicts that are in a fucking bathroom dying, and they're like, hee hee ha ha, and like, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And, like talking about getting exploited by the pornography industry, that gets you 1 million followers. Like that's what I was telling my grandmother. I said, if I wanted 1 million followers, Mima, I would have already gotten that. All I had to do was just open up my freaking chest and start exploiting myself. Talking about all of these exploitative
But
titles and exploiting myself and photoshopping myself in different situations so I can get attention. Okay? And that's what I told her. I'm like, 1 million subs, not hard. Exploit yourself and exploit the people around you and just exploit everything.
and then you got it
You
right. No,
got it. You got it. Like
and
that's what I mean. It's not hard. It's really not hard. It's just morals and integrity and realizing that you're better than that. You don't
Yeah,
need to do
it's
that.
hard. It's hard to get 1 million subs when you have a lot of integrity, when you have a lot of self worth for yourself, when you have because you are right. That's sad that this is the world we live in, though. But that's what they advertise, though. That's what YouTube is basically telling little girls and telling girls, like, okay, if you want 1 million subscribers, this is what you got to do. But if you want to be a free, open minded thinker, no, you're gonna get deleted.
Notice how I always, from here up, I record. Why? Because I want to be taken seriously. Because it's not about my looks, it's not about my body, it's about my mind. It's
It's
about
about the message behind the
the
person,
beauty
exactly.
of my soul, the beauty of my thoughts, the beauty of integrity. And it's just like I don't like that's a conversation I have with like my family, because it's just like they're like, well, why haven't you made it already? And I'm like, because I have integrity. I'm like, you don't know how this shit works. All right, it's just
Right.
like the entertainment industry. It's exactly the same thing. It is the entertainment industry, and if you want to make it in the entertainment industry, you better do some dirty things that you're not too proud of to get attention.
Hmm.
And it's just like one of those things where like I refuse, or
Right.
it's just like I refuse. And like I find that's the type of stuff that YouTube is marketing to young kids. If it wasn't marketed to young kids, I don't think I would be that upset. Like I don't
Right.
care what you do, but the fact that
That's an adult being an adult doing whatever the heck they want to do, right? But yeah,
it's marketed to such a young audience, and the fact that that's permitted and that's acceptable, like we really as a society, like we're fucking up our younger generations. You know, and again, we're doing this. This is trauma based mind control.
Right.
Traumatize people, get them while they're young, get them hooked, and then sell them everything. That's what Disney does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
just I don't get why as a whole we can't see that this is just it's what's been happening. It's what happened with TV. It's what happened with radio. And it's now what they're trying to do with YouTube and what they're trying to do with Google and it sucks because Google owns a lot of shit. Google owns like a lot of social media sites and a lot of platforms and a lot of you know things, which is why like I've been using Chrome. Like I just switched to Firefox. Like little things like that. That's like man, like
Yeah.
it's like if you're sitting here saying you gotta take down the system, it sucks when you're still using
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
as much as I'm like I guess mad at YouTube, whatever the heck I am, it's like I still use YouTube every day. Like I watch a lot of subscribers. Like that's how I consume my content. I
You
don't
know what
watch
really
Netflix. I
pisses
don't
me
watch.
off? Watching your subscriber list climb and you can't fucking even do anything. You can't even represent yourself. You can't even tell them this is what's happening to me. I could just
Uh,
imagine how you're feeling right now because like when I was put in that situation and like I feel like a lot of people like we just wanted to help. I know we just wanted to help because that's all you can do. All tragedy. You know, I've been through Hurricane Sandy and I saw people working together for the first time and I lived there for years. And it was the first time where people were working together.
uh. It's sad. It's sad that it takes a tragedy to get people to work together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like whether I mean this would be a tragedy in the psychedelic community. It's sad that it takes this for us to work together. It takes tragedy for humans to realize that working together is really the only way to fix problems. Is really the only way to do something. One side of things, and that's what society wants to do. They
Yeah.
want to dumb us down. That movie Idiocracy, that shit's about to become a documentary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I find, like literally when you think that consumerism is your religion, and I find that's a type of shit that Oprah's peddling and Deepak Chopra's are peddling, and all of those like new age people that are really high up there, they don't think or to tell people, well, we need to collectively raise ourselves to help other people. It's all about the self and what I can
mhm.
get and what I can do for myself and how much I can accumulate in this fucking lifetime. When in actuality, you're going to leave all of that shit behind. You can't take shit with you. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter how much money you accumulate.
No, that's real. No, I agree. And I think money is in the wrong hands. I
It's in
think
the wrong
that
hands.
money needs to be in the hands of somebody who has more empathy than I don't know. Because a lot of people that have money, majority of them don't have that much empathy, which is why they're all about the self and then getting what they want. If you have empathy, you have the ability to feel somebody else's pain. So
Mm,
it's like if you could feel how much the world is actually in pain, and see that money is a tool. Money is just a
yeah.
tool, and it can be used to help people get out of that pain. And it's like, but there are a lot of people that don't even. There are a lot of millionaires that don't even feed the hungry. There are a lot of millionaires that don't even donate to anything, to don't even do anything with their money besides buy things that they need and save it for their family and do that for their things. And
Yeah,
but
it's such a sad world, and like going into this, I knew that it was going to be hard.
I didn't know it was gonna be this hard.
I
I didn't know it
knew.
was gonna be like honestly when I made my YouTube channel. In the beginning, I don't know, I was just documenting what I wanted to document because I was like, I want to document for myself. It kind of was for a self thing. It was a little selfish, I guess. Um, but as time goes on, you realize that it's a lot bigger than the self. I didn't realize that I can meet people through the internet, through YouTube, and then actually become friends with them, and like
Yeah,
that that blows my mind still. That like
yeah.
people that I met through YouTube, I'm now friends with, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like and it's crazy. And that's why it's man, this YouTube thing is so irritating because I love YouTube. It taught me so much. I learned a lot of information through YouTube, met a lot of people through YouTube, a lot of friends, but But
Yeah,
man,
no,
if this shit keeps happening,
yeah,
I can't use YouTube anymore.
we're not here to say like this shit's fucked up and this platform's fucked up, but oh wait, I'm getting an echo. Okay, hold on. Hello? Oh
Okay.
man, the echo is okay, now it's good. So, I am not here to say like it can't change, but the way things are going, it seems like there is an agenda, and unless there is some leeway, unless there is some communication, unless there is again, open communication and understanding from this corporate entity and us and the contract or the terms of agreement that we have, there is no there's no, it's only black and white, and again, a lot of content has a gray area, and we don't have guidelines. Anything can be spun, anything can be made to or taken out of context. I find that's the major thing. It's taken out of context. Just for talking about a psychedelic substance, you will be reprimanded and then shut out of the mainstream or YouTube. So, yes, there is a problem. I would like to see it change. I don't know if it will change. I don't know if we're that solid as, a collective to change that. But if we do, I'm pretty sure we can stand up.
Yeah.
First off, we just want people to know that I'm still locked out of Quantum Kitty, and a lot of people don't have access to upload on their channel. So you were completely shut down. You had to create a new channel. What's your new channel? Let them know.
YouTube channel is Mark Dreams 2
Okay.
J Hun Music. I'm gonna take the J Hun Music off of it. It'll just be Mark Dreams 2.
Mark Dreams.
But then I'm probably gonna make a Mark Dreams 3.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. I'm also on Minds.com, Mark Dreams 25. I'm also on BitChute, Mark Dreams 25. Also on Instagram, Mark Dreams 25. And yeah.
Yeah, and I find that
But
YouTube, it's censorship all over the internet. So Instagram is censoring, Twitter is censoring, YouTube is censoring, Facebook is censoring. It's happening all over.
right.
It's not just.
It's almost like the websites that are owned by Google. It's like Google is censoring.
Exactly. So a lot of people are locked out of their accounts. They don't have access to their accounts to even tell you what's going on. So I'm going to put in your. I'm going to actually tag you a keyword Mark Dreams so people know if they're searching Mark Dreams. This is the first thing that will come up because it's the most recent. I will tag other people's names in this as well so they can see this, so they can see what's going on. So they should share this video if you want. Share this with everybody if you want, because we really need to start working together and getting all of our resources, everyone that could do anything, anyone that is available, anybody that can make videos, anyone that wants to talk to us and like just keep on creating videos on censorship and what exactly is going on. But this needs to be shared, because this is crazy. And I find that it's just going to get worse. Like, it's literally just going to get worse and worse, and it's just systematic in how it just keeps on suppressing the mind.
Yeah, it's not something we can ignore. It's just not something we can ignore, because if we ignore the problem, it's going to get worse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like that's what I mean. It's just it will become it is already Orwellian in nature, like I don't want to believe in this the reason why I waited so long to watch other people's stuff and to just to get a sense of what actually was going on, because I myself as a small YouTuber did not know. All I knew was that my friends got affected. That's all I knew. And to me, it seems like this crazy ass conspiracy. But then once I see Koi Fresco and Seg Substance and Your Mate Tom and all these people, saying they're attacking me and like videos, I'm like, oh, well, it's not just me. It's them too. It's all of us. It's all of us. So all of us have to start networking, have to start helping one another and have to start working and collaborating to get this fucking shit out, because that is the only way, or else they will literally knock us down over and over and over again. That's why I wanted to start hooking up with the people that are my peers, because, like, again, you and me together and other people together, we're much stronger when we all upload the
Mm-hmm.
same content, when we all do the same shit, when we are all together and saying, nope, this is not going to happen. We're going to keep on spreading information. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome.